Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment he made?
I got some bars to these.
Run Ryan.
And here's the thing, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one had to go.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Nico, JP, Chef, Simeon. Happy New Year, fellas. All the best for 2024. And
Before
to
we
you,
go any further,
viewers.
Reem, one point your cap and come back. I swear the man looking strange. Now we can start.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. And
All the best, everybody.
I'll get. I just had to find. I had the older one. What do you think?
Right. now we can start.
Fellas, here what I say, right? It was a comfortably boring win, right? Yeah. And well, we progressed to the next round, right?
I enjoy it. I pin up my hand. I didn't find it was so boring.
Okay, good for you. Good for you.
Good for you.
Right? No. You know what I feel happened to Nico? Nico probably missed watching Man United play, so he's get to see we play, and he was just like, "Hey, look, we play."
And he was so glad. Okay. Stop that TV.
Yeah.
But the thing,
I mean,
the thing I wasn't is I watch Man City play and blow away a team from same level as Wigan, you know. I watch other teams play and blow away teams. I guess want to see my team reach that level, and it didn't happen, you know. What we saying, fellas? What we saying?
I think with the chances, definitely would have been the icing on the cake. But I know you can't rate too much as Wigan. But if we put away our chances, which I guess is the story of our season in part, but we created a bit today, you know, which to me was a little better as much as it's Wigan, right? So I put much emphasis on that. However, we created a few chances today, which was good.
Yeah, and I mean I think that come from the way we play the wingers too, because Garnacho was excellent down the right side, and I think Rashford kind of started to grow into the game too. So they were, I think Hoyland can't really complain today about not having chances.
But service
At all.
Yeah. And if he, I mean, I wouldn't be too hard on him today because there's like a shock to the system now because he accustomed getting service like this. So he threw away plenty today and should have a comfortable hat trick, but at least he was getting the service today, and I think the goals will eventually start to come if we put in balls like that for him continuously.
But JP, let me counter right away. Like
you beat me, go ahead.
Let me counter right away. Like we ain't that team where we go, you know, when we play real teams, the chances ain't gonna come like that.
Okay. And
the second thing is them fellas ain't patient enough to wait for Rasmus to score. Us fans ain't patient enough for the score. The issue we have now is even Dallo said frustration. Dallo was the same man who took his shot that one game. He took his shot, we should have squared back. Is that same man who should have squared the ball back that one game where he took his shot and we get vexed because he didn't pass the ball. He and all say he's frustrated that, you know, we ain't finishing like we're supposed to finish. So what make you think because we passed the ball this game, therefore we'll say, hey, I'll go get one shot. Should I take my shot or pass it? And that's where we play. We don't share the ball enough when it comes to the tough games. And so Rasmus has to. These games are built for him to this game was built in for him to make those chances to build that confidence up from his teammates, and he didn't take that shot. So I'm part of me kind of worried about the next big game we have. Is he going to get a cutback? You know.
I have a counter.
One more.
Go ahead. Go ahead, chef.
So JP, I hear you, but JP, he could have put away one of them chances, sir. At least one. And here's the thing: we have to be fair, right? Because a lot of times we just be on our midfield tail because we don't share the ball enough. We don't use our forward. And I to tell you, today was one of the few games I swear they do everything possible to give Rasmus a goal today. When you seeing we name Marcus making all effort to cross the ball. Canacho was they was actually playing like wingers today, who getting the ball inside. And Rasmus is not just Rasmus was guilty, but Rasmus had chances that he should have put away. And as Simeon said, these is games, bruh, you had to take and build up your scoring accuracy, because you're not going to get games much like this where you're so open and not putting away. I hear what you say, that it was a shock to get the ball, but if you had to be a premier striker, when you get the ball, you had to put away. That's just me.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. I think my only counter to that is I think he has more than Wegos, right? So, I think he has more in his locker than Weghorst.
Well, right now he don't have more goals than Weghorst, so we don't know.
He have more goals than Weghorst.
Yeah, but that's not a big thing, you know. That's not a big compliment, you know.
No, he have way more
Not a
goals.
big compliment, Nico.
Right? No, but what I'm saying is, you see it, he's not in Weghorst category, so I guess we have to be thankful for that.
How we know that? If he's scored next goal for the season.
Okay, let me say the header, right? The header to me, Weghorst should attack the header like that.
Hey, what point do you get for attacking a header?
So good. The man looking the part in part, right? He's still looking better than a Weghorst, right?
How much goals did the horse? Okay, so I have one question. How much goals the horse had for the season in the league?
About one?
Wasn't one?
Nah, it wasn't one.
Nah,
Was it 3?
No,
maybe 3.
No,
3 way. You crazy? 3?
Hey, so I'm talking about 2 then.
We're going to score one goal, boy.
One goal.
For the league season?
Yeah, he scored
one
one
in a
goal
cup game, I think.
in the cup game. He has scored no Premier League goals. He scored one goal in the Carabao Cup. No, not the FA Cup.
He scored no Premier League goals?
No, not one.
And scored one in the Europa League against Betis that we beat up 16-0 or something. So, and
okay,
that was the 16 goal we scored.
So right now, Rasmus a little better than
That why I'm grateful for. That is the only thing I'm grateful
for.
for.
But they're not compliment now, boy. They're not compliment.
That is the high to be compared to the horse.
Right.
Rasmus is 20. We buy him and bring him into a situation that we shouldn't have brought him into, because he should have never come to Manchester United as our main striker.
And JP, we passed that.
Yeah.
And JP, we passed that.
No, JP. Good point, because they take Martial and they put him on the sick bench, way down on the corner. So we can't get mad Martial. We can't get mad Martial no more. Martial in there to take no pressure. It's only Rasmus.
You say we put Martial on the sick bench? That what you say?
Yeah. Martial get put on the sick bench. You feel Martial sick? Nico, you feel Martial sick? Martial not sick.
Let's go ahead now.
Martial not sick, man. Martial getting prepared, wrap up to leave the club. That's what's going on. Martial not sick.
Well, you wrapping up yourself to see if he could last a little month in the next club. Anyway, go ahead.
But
I
that
can't
is
see
the
them.
point.
I
That
can't
is
see
the
them
point Simeon
selling.
making.
I
That's
can't
not
see
the
them
point Simeon
selling.
making.
I can't see them selling Martial in January when we
Earlier,
short of strikers.
Nah,
Marcel
they're
not
selling
sick.
Martial.
Marcel not sick. Marcel is going.
In
Right?
January,
In January, if they
Yes.
could get
I
a
can't
sale
see.
for him,
That makes no sense.
they will get
Yeah,
somebody, and that next person will come too, and they will criticize them too, because, Anyway, fellas, here what? Let me just get some comments. Let me just get some comments on the inside, right? So, Big Phil on the inside. Big Phil, thanks for traveling. Thanks for joining, man. I
Oh,
see
Phil.
Travelers Day. He's saying me and Kobe Mano happy 2024.
Yeah, man.
Right? Yeah. Reem looking well without a cap. Well, it fixed, right? Ethan Lynch on the inside. Good night to you, buddy. Thanks
Oh,
for
the
joining,
cheek.
man. Yes, some blessings and love, man. Arun Ramdin on the inside. Good night. Happy New Year to you. He said, Kobe, is it? All
And
right.
Kobe had some shaky moments, eh?
Only one I can remember.
Only
That
one.
was
Only one I remember.
But are you done
Yeah.
recover? That you does catch back himself quick.
Yeah. Phil saying here, unbeaten in 2024. Next round of the FA Cup, our next FA Cup tie is against some team from Yugoslavia. The man said.
It's Newport. Newport or something.
Or some who win that game?
I think it's Newport is the next game.
Aye, it's some
Newport?
shitty.
All right.
So Rasmus have our next chance. Rasmus have our next chance
Yeah.
to
And Manchester,
up in the
Manchester have a next chance to get embarrassed.
Nah, man,
So-
oh, good.
So, guys, don't forget to like and share the podcast. You know, this is the first podcast for the year, right? So we want to rail up the likes and up the how far our content could reach, right? So share it up as well. So, fellas, now apart from the fact that we win the game and we advanced in the FA Cup, right? With some positives that we could take out of this game. Now, let me put this to you, right? Even if you're like Nico and you're coming with real positives, let me just put this to you, right? We had 33 shots on goal, 7 big chances created versus a League One opposition, right? Anyway, go through.
Yeah.
Nico, take it away.
Okay.
Yeah, take it away, Nico.
Chances created. I think we created a lot of chances. I think there's a positive. I think Kobe Mano's performance again was a positive, and also I think Garnacho in a blistering form, especially for his age, the level of consistency
Yeah.
he has been performing at for the last few games. I think that is definitely some of the positives. And another one I would talk about as well is Johnny Evans earlier. And I know he might have made some bad passes earlier, but that man is a Rolls Royce from that centre back
Yes.
position.
Evans looking good. I can't fight it.
He is.
Evans-
Man reading the game. His
Yeah.
reading of the game. He's stepping up at certain times. He just like you could see the experience in him as a centre back, knowing where the ball going to be. He reading that play. Like I watching him, I thinking, wow, boy, Johnny Evans, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Wow.
Johnny Evans is a Rolls Royce, boy. Nah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
definitely, and we know Martinez coming back soon, and we know as Martinez come back, most likely Johnny Evans will be a backup, and that's understandable, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
as long as Martinez in form. But that was he was a positive for me today. I find he was good. I find he was good. Yeah. Next.
Positives.
Yeah.
Positives. Let me just add to big up to Johnny Evans. It as I always say, if we could critique, then we could also give a man he justice. Johnny Evans really ain't looking bad at all. Don't want to see him the whole season, but I'm thankful for what. Big up to me. Big up to me. No, I want to add to what Nico just said about Garnacho. Mind you, he doing it on both wings, left and right. It don't matter where he playing. As I've been saying, because I always hate to hear this talk about my preferred position to hush him out and play. So, big up to Garnacho on that. Where else was positive, boy? How much else was positive? Hey, Onana actually didn't get ball because he could have get ball in the first
Really, yeah?
5 minutes.
Yeah. After about 2.5 minutes.
I mean, so
Precisely.
after that he didn't really have much to do. But yeah, that's about.
Yeah, Simeon?
I mean, all the names you guys just called. I mean, Onana to begin with, because normally, that first shot going in with Onana, you kind of, you kind of see that save. You're like, okay, well, good job, Onana. You go to you can forget playing on Sunday. Just go to AFCON right now with with good confidence. And come back. No, I mean, my man had a good game, so let him go. I mean, let him go AFCON now. I mean, and Garnacho, I've been critical of Garnacho, because he's young, he hasn't been consistent, but it's time to see more and more consistency with him. So that's very, very good to see. Manu is who we thought he was. I mean, we saw it in preseason, and nothing has really changed our opinion. So, it's good to see that. I would have liked to see more subs, but that's not positive. But yeah, I mean, you can't grab too much positives off of beating Wigan, especially one of the wasteful chances we had.
Yeah, yeah. The positive for me was seeing the front three, right? Because I know after the Villa game, we wanted to see how they would have performed again. And I think probably individually, some performances may have been wanting a little bit, but I thought we saw that what we were seeing versus Villa in terms of the wingers creating chances for each striker, we saw a continuation of that here, right? And that was important. The issue now is for Hoyland to put away his chances so that he could build the confidence of the wingers that he playing with, right? Because I telling you, if Rashford and Garnacho keep playing balls into the box for this man and he's not playing away, then Rashford and Garnacho go, so where's the sense? Let me go back to
It
being
will dry
selfish.
up.
You understand? So what I wanted to see from the front three after the Aston Villa game, I was glad to see that their intent in terms of trying to create chances for the striker continued. That was a positive for me. You understand? So going into bigger games, I hope they'll continue to show that consistency in that approach. Right? Again, Kobe Mano, I was talking to earlier about Kobe Mano during the game. Oh gosh, but oh God, the simplicity, the quality, the intelligence, the maturity of that number 37. You understand? Listen, just get him on that 8 now. Just repeat off Bruno back and get him on that 8 now. Right? That's what I'm saying. And build a team around Kobe Mano. That is all I'm saying. Right? Because the man just play that football with an intelligence beyond his age. Right? So, I mean, again, I can't take nothing away from Johnny Evans, but let me be real, Johnny Evans is not the future, right?
No.
Yeah.
For all he doing, kudos for stepping in and, filling the gap, in the absence of the likes of a Martinez and whoever. But I want Martinez come back real quick. All right? Apart from that, everything else just, Let me just get Phil comment here on the positives. Phil saying here, Garnacho's ability to play on both wings, Onana clean sheet, Mano showing Scott how to do his job, and Arsenal out of the champions. Oh yes. So Simeon had mentioned it first, right? And it's something that I know a lot of the fans, even in the press conferences, you hear the asking and Ten Hag like he's sticking to his guns as we know him stubborn to be, right? This Onana buying their thing out there. Right? Now, from what's being read, Onana supposed to report for duty with Cameroon late, a day before their first game kicks off in the AFCON. Right? What going on with Bayern there? That Ten Hag, I'm going to put it like this, what going on with Ten Hag? That he would have been the one to sanction Bayern there. But we're not seeing Bayern there getting no minutes. You're telling me away at Wigan, Atheltic, who sitting 17th in League One, and you cannot Give this man all right, half time. You see how the game going. You're telling me you couldn't take off Onana and give Bayern them minutes? So what you gonna do? Who we playing after Spurs? Anybody know who we playing after Spurs?
Maybe FA Cup second game. Maybe next game in the FA Cup.
That's who we playing after Spurs?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. That's the 27th, I think.
No, because I will tell you something, Ten Hag planned this thing proper. Because after that Spurs game, I think we have a week or 2 week break,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think it's the
So
FA Cup
Ten
game,
Hag-
next FA Cup game.
Ten Hag never had no mind to play by and there. He hoping Cameroon get knocked out so Onana could come back,
Yeah.
Although what going on? Why Ten Hag not trusting by and there? Go ahead.
Why we don't know what's going on behind the scene in terms of performances, and you might even see Tom Heaton in front of Bayern because what I'm saying is Tom Heaton was injured and he was out, so we wasn't seeing him. So I think there's a possibility we might see Tom Heaton in front of Bayern because if he was any good, then I would have comfortably tell Onana, hey, even after today's game, I think as Simeon would have said, hey, thank you. You could go up the road after this game, at least.
Was that Ten Hag by him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that don't mean anything. I mean, you could buy players. You could buy players, and look what going on with Anthony. But of
So-
course, Anthony will have gotten his opportunity. But sometimes you buy. I don't know what's going on behind the scene earlier, to be honest. But it's not making logical sense.
No.
It's not making logical sense not to even give him a minute in any of the cup games. So to me, I could say if I see Tom Heaton play the next whenever, Onana not there, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's almost like he's trying to force Onana to get in form and to show us, you see, my buy was a good buy. Bro,
By the two of them,
there's nothing Onana could do right. Or for Onana to convince me any good, he probably had to go to the end of the season without conceding our next goal.
but that
And we know
don't
that's
mean that
happened.
don't mean that is on Onana. That could be the defense improved. Martinez
Yeah.
will come
All
back,
that.
right? So
I big to big, I have no faith in Onana. I give Onana a few months to see what he could do, and Onana and show me nothing.
nah, but chef. In fact, I know we beat this the other day, but oh god, boy, hey, 6 months, boy. Anyway, go ahead. We beat this the other day like that, frazzle. So,
Is a goalkeeper, you know. It's not like if it's not like if it's an outfield position, you know. What a goalkeeper needs, a goalkeeper who was playing in Champions League finals just the other day, needs 6 months to show me something. He going where?
yeah. He was on the bench. For Inter for the first half of the season. But anyway, again, we beat that the other day, so I going down that too much.
Yeah, we're talking the binary situation, and to me, I find it just strange. It's strange
It's strange. It is.
not even because I think Heaton was on the bench today too, right?
Yeah.
So even if binary is not at fair, at least we see Tom Heaton come in and handle himself in games already. So I don't think the goalkeeping situation Man United so desperate that we had to keep Onana extra time to play Wigan and then Spurs. I feel like we have a capable enough bench, and I think I was telling Reem this earlier with the selection of the team and even with the subs. You could be bringing down players' confidence who seeing is our Wigan Athletic we playing today, and they might feel like, well, there's my chance because it's Wigan Athletic. So by there might be feeling in his heart here, there's my chance. I could go and show them what I could do, and it might do something for me. And he didn't get a chance. So you come to this club how much months now? Onana, you watch Onana make mistake after mistake. He ain't get one appearance in a cup game himself. He reached the Wigan Athletic when Onana's supposed to be in Africa. He's supposed to be with his team. And playing Wigan Athletic, and now I see it, not even for this game against a team that's struggling in League 2. It's League 2 there, right?
League 1.
League 1, right. League 1. Struggling in League 1. And I can't even get a sweat in this game. Half-time coach can't even say, well, yeah, boy, could go on there because we're going to already threatening me today. To me, it's real questionable, and it's like, so Ten Hag willing to die by the players that he stand up so hard for, because we see it with Anthony. We see him do it with Anthony, and he doing it the same thing with Onana. He just willing to die by those players that he insisted that he wanted to get.
Yeah, but Anthony last long again only. Trust me.
Lama,
Even
lama,
Ten Hag can't fight the Anthony case again.
Can, especially
lama,
with kind of good performances on the rights.
Yeah.
yeah. Let me just bring in Phil comment here, and I was Simeon. You could follow on Phil comment here, right? Phil saying yet Ten Hag might be thinking he don't want to run into the same situation with Arteta, who don't know who to start when it comes to Ryan Ramsdale. Both of them crap, but that is but that's a Arsenal problem. Wait, think about that, Simeon. That Ten Hag kind of looking at what going on with Arteta. You have two keepers, and you find yourself in that situation where you don't know which one worse.
I mean, the thing with Ten Hag is,
Realize I didn't say which one better, which one worse. Anyway, go ahead.
Which one was?
I mean, now you put. I mean, that might be a good assumption. I mean, when you think about, when you consider how much problems Ten Hag has at this club right now, the amount of issues he at this club, with the team, outside the team, he has so many issues. I mean, you might just say, you know what, Onana, I'm just gonna play you. I ain't gonna worry about bringing somebody else to up to make questions. I mean, but I mean that could be a possibility, but like it's so dumb though. It's like how that's you not trusting your own judgment. Like you realize that's you admitting, okay, well, I'm not sure if the guys I picked are good enough. It's such a admission of weakness, and just it's such a weak mentality to have, that you can't have somebody else play because you're afraid it might undermine your authority or your judgment. I mean, that's not really, that doesn't result in winning. I mean, I think the point that we all hear is to win, right? So if someone plays, comes in a place better and helps you win, I mean, isn't that the point? But if Ten Hag's getting to a point where he wants to avoid problems rather than win, then we might have another issue right there.
Look, Chef, I don't know if you jump in on this one yet, but I want to throw in something for you as well. You don't think though that if Ten Hag not playing Bayern, a player who he signed, it will kind of even throw in doubt his recruitment, because it's not like you come and you meet Bayern here, that was your signing, and we would want to expect that as a proper planner, you would know signing Onana, there's a possibility that he will be leaving in January. So whoever was your second keeper, that player will have to step in at some point. So do you think that this now throwing into question for those investors in yours, that probably this man don't know who he want in terms of signing, and we can't trust the players that you sign in?
But that is exactly my thought pattern. Yes, I was actually going to jump in here and make that point that if this is not to say, is let me be real, is not to say, as you said, that man was here, you bring him, and I have a brethren who like to make a point. Now this man anti Ten Hag bad. My brethren caught us, and his point has always be Ten Hag get rid of 3 good goalkeepers, to including Ten Hag, to bring in these fellas. So if you tell me you bring in the men and them, and you don't want to get them sweat, what I say about you as a manager, I mean, as if as investors coming into a situation that everybody want to pump millions of dollars in, probably billions of dollars in, then I had to be watching the man who at the helm of my team making one set of shaky decisions. Are you really a leader? Are you really the man who could lead us into something better?
Yeah. Nico, I see you was kind of driven. You wanna?
No. I mean, you're right. I mean, he went for Bayern there and not even a minute. You know, and
This was the perfect
I don't
game
know.
to play.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No. Earlier,
I know excuses. I know excuses for him not
my
playing even a minute.
only reasoning to back up Ten Hag had to be that Bayern is real crap. By the only
Well,
other, he had to be real crap earlier. He had to be stinking out that joint in training.
So I said that, and it goes back to the recruitment. But then there's maybe not Ten Hag too. Maybe Tammy and he sending for scouts and them reporting that hey, this man good. And then when Ten Hag see this man in training, Ten Hag saying, "Oh my goodness!" because remember, Man United scouts. They always had a big problem with Man United scouts. None of them never used to do the work, right? And the only person who used to make these signings used to be the manager. But how much the manager could really do? He had a focus on managing players. He had a focus on scouting. He had a focus on all the world issues surrounding Man United, right? So when a scout come and get good report because somebody give some money on their hand, yeah, you understand?
You feel that scout is at Trinidad, you know?
No.
Don't feel that. Hey, don't feel it.
I remember, baby.
Yeah.
Somebody got digit for that sign, you know.
Yeah.
That man was scrapping.
I hope that man not touch Manchester again.
So the scouts are against Ten Hag a long report on how good this man is, and show Ten Hag to see the clip. You know, maybe when he had decent saves, decent performances, and Ten Hag said, all right, cool, bring him, and then Ten Hag scratching his head and say, well, what the rubbish you bring here for me? So maybe the blame is not solely on Ten Hag. That's why Ten Hag dying by his sword right now.
Well,
I like how you're trying to save Ten Hag.
No, Ten Hag is my boy. I like Ten Hag.
That's why you have a whole staff, right? So my thing is, if
but
you
them
have
ain't
a staff,
working, JP. Them ain't working.
and you have, so let me say that the goalkeeper coach. The goalkeeper coach had to be the one who more involved in that because you had to know, well, what you working with.
But that's the thing. We don't know how this structured. We don't know how this structured Man United functioning.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's what I was coming to get at because they're not showing the problem at the club and Ineos had to come and this is the problem that they had to come and solve. So the manager had to have a style and then we had our scouts to go there and get players to suit this style. And I was listening to something earlier today where our problem recently has been not a style of player, you know, but a specific player. And that's why we overpaying for players like that because it always we want to get Mason Mount. And we ain't competing with nobody for Mason Mount, but they know we want Mason Mount, so they're overcharging us for the particular player. Because we're going for specifics, we're not going for a type of player.
Correct.
And I think that's the problem.
And that's a perfect point. That's a perfect point because let me really check it earlier. Or you think anybody scout Mount?
Please let me don't go down that road. Please let me don't go down that road. They get seeing Judson? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody has scouted Mount earlier.
Just on that point that you made there, JP, right? And you really hit the nail on the head because check it. We didn't get through with this guy, Frankie de Jong.
Yeah.
And because we didn't scout like a group of players who have this skill set. We went and signed a completely opposite player in terms of Casemiro. And that because that profile of that player was available as opposed to this is the profile I'm looking for. If Frankie de Jong is the first option and we don't get him, who is number 2? So we really just looking at people. Go ahead, JP. Yeah, that's a good point.
No, that's it basically. So to me, I think that is what Ineos had to come in and solve. They had to solve that problem because if we say into the goalkeeping situation here where they don't have an explanation logically from the outside as to why Binder can't get a start yet against a Wigan Athletic, you would think that is a perfect situation where you could mix some of the new players, like a Kambala, no, could have get a start today, where could have mix some of the newer players with some experience to just kind of ease off this game. But you went with a totally first strength team.
And I agree
Knowing you
with him
have
with
a
that,
game
eh?
against
But I agree
Tottenham
with
on
him with that.
Sunday.
Well, there you go.
I don't agree with that. I don't
Mhm.
agree with that because I feel like how we mix it up against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup, and that was one of the better games we played for the season. That was a mix-up team. And I feel like,
Yeah.
to me, like Hannibal and Pilastri, they are players who do enough throughout the season already to have warranted a starting a game like this. Not to
Yeah.
come on for 8 minutes. You have a big game coming up on Sunday. So you had to be smart too. You running your players down. And even when Nana, yes, he will be running up and down the pitch, but as a goalkeeper too, he could get a rest. And knowing that he going to AFCON, it was the ideal situation to bring in somebody else. So the problem had if Bindy not good, then I just go to the core of the problems we have in terms of recruitment.
But before Simeon
Mhm.
jump in here, right? Let me just say something. No, we know everything here is pure, guesswork, right? We know for sure. But my thing, if and this is going actually in against Ten Hag, um, no, against the point that probably Bayern is crap. Because if let me just say Bayern is crap, then Heaton, why do you use Heaton? Right?
Heaton was
Because
injured.
Heaton
Heaton now come back.
no, Heaton back a while now. Heaton has been on the bench for a good couple of games now, Nico.
Mhm.
Right? So Heaton, but he
Yeah.
was injured, but he back a while now.
Right.
So if the issue, right, was that Bayern they're not good enough,
Mhm.
then use Heaton,
Well,
right?
that is why I agree with Tenag today, right? Because we know that this team lacking chemistry. This team lacking chemistry. This starting team today lacking chemistry because it has been so much chopping and changing during the season that you haven't had your, let me say, this team today would have been maybe the strongest team we have. So you haven't had this team playing a run of games to build chemistry. And I think that is why Tenag would have played that team today. And I agree with him because they had about 10 days off. So you had 10 days off and then you still have 6 more days off before your next game. So to me, wanting to build chemistry because we're not creating chances, and again, I would have said, when you're chopping and changing, it's difficult to build routines and all that. So if it is that you get an opportunity to play a strong team, build your routine. So hopefully by Sunday, whatever routines that have happened today, would be stronger by Sunday now. So that's why I agree with Tenag playing a strong team today.
I mean, and going back to what
Simeon, what you
I
saying
mean,
about
yeah, I think Nico nailed it on the head, like chemistry, and that could be the reason why Onana ain't really tried to miss any games because this whole thing about the ball playing goalkeeper, that's what Onana's supposed to be. So I guess those routines with those centre backs and right back, left back, I guess he's trying to build that continuity over a period of time. I think that's probably why Onana can get benched. Probably, I mean that's make the most sense. Because the whole ball playing goalkeeper thing, and I think it's the first time in a while where we have games so far apart. So normally we used to game midweek and then game. So these fellas ain't playing a whole bunch of competitive games. You want to have them fellas. You can afford to play more of your full squad and get them, playing some type of, brand of football. So, but that at the same time, that's troubling because I know we see that they look better today, but I ain't nothing really. I mean, you see, it's more. I didn't see enough. Like if you train all this time, you have these 5 days in a week to train. I didn't see enough development or enough development of stuff to really impress me as far as to say what you're doing in training is working. And I think that this last half of the season, with more time to train, we need to see more style of play. So what should have happened is we should have put this team away in the first half and seen some more players play in the second half. but we ain't there yet.
Yeah.
That's one thing I wanted to kind of counter to it now. So I understand the chemistry part, and I fully agree with Ollie on that, right? But the one thing I want to say is the problem that we see with Ten Hag so far in his team is that he have a starting 11. And once you change that starting 11, problems are set in. And if you want to build a proper team, especially to be competitive in all the competitions that we're trying to be in, then you should be able to chop and change a few positions and still get the same results from your team. Because a football team can't just be 11 men. So I don't get me wrong, I totally
Yeah,
get the chemistry with the first 11. But I just find since he comes, he have a heavy reliance on here's my starting 11.
Right.
And then as soon as somebody gets injured, then there's problems.
The
You
captain.
can't get the same level of consistency when
Yeah.
one man out and then starting 11.
Yeah.
So that's something I need to change. And I think it's just show that faith in the other players who on the bench. So that when they come into the team and they perform,
You don't have that
then they
drop off.
could still exactly.
Yeah. Because I was going to say that since when Ten Hag came to now, even in all the games Ten Hag played, the cup game or what, he used to play his strongest team. And we used to complain about that. God, so Ten Hag can rotate, Ten Hag can, he always look at De Gea last season. De Gea played maybe almost every game. So I guess that is Ten Hag now.
But I don't know, chef's there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So, Chef, and I'm glad JP bring up that point because I was just about to come in and talk about even the likes of I going to real like this Brighton team, right? And if you look at how the Zerbi just use his goalkeeper, he have two goalkeepers, and you can't tell which goalkeeper gonna start which game, right? And both are equally good in what the team requires. Now this comes down to again. We could probably say, well, Man United in a mess and structure and whatever, right? That remains to be, because we don't know. We don't know if Ten Hag watch all the clips and he's the one who made the call on Bayern there. But the point is, we are not the only club that requires consistency. You need certain players, but we are not the only club that have injured players or ill players. And I don't really see how other teams over an extended period, struggle as we struggle. You understand? So this is why, yes, I get the point that Nico, your water consistency, but why other teams not suffering from that same problem? Right? So my question to Chef, do you buy into Ten Hag, excuses that,
No.
once he get Casemiro back, and you
No.
get Martinez back, we will get routines and the team will just start a ball and everybody will be fit forever?
I don't. I find it's very worrying that we in January have the season going already and we still talking about building consistency. No top tier team is supposed to be so reliant on a couple of players that if they're not available, then it means the whole team in a mess. Let me be real. That cannot be our excuse right now. You want to say that? So okay, every team, every coach, every manager does have preferred players. That we could give him that. But the fact of the matter is, if you are implementing something, a playing style, then it's supposed to filter through your entire squad because there's everybody training together. So you can't tell me that we could even make the excuse, well, maybe it's a talent level, but this is not a talent thing we're talking about. This man, see, this season, to be quite honest, hasn't been as bad as last season because remember last season that man wasn't making some.
He had no choice this season.
Right. So the drop off was bad, but that is worrying for me that we in January and talking about consistency. And as Nico rightfully said, every single club in England, all the all the teams in England right now have injuries. All. And have injuries to key players too. But you don't see it bothering them as much.
But where
Because
Brighton is on the table? Where Brighton is on the table? They ahead of us, or
no, they're not ahead of us.
that I was saying. So sometimes we just make Manchester United look like. Well, I mean, of course we know where we want to be. We know where we want to be.
But Nico, Brighton. I mean, since we use Brighton as an example, but Brighton is
7th and Man United 8th. Brighton 7th and Man United 8th.
So there you go. But we could use other teams besides Brighton. Then that the coach have a way of a playing style, and everybody does buy into the playing style. This is how the team is managed. It can't be so. That kind of excuses getting real tiresome now, dog.
Yeah.
Real talk.
I like what Sheffield has said in terms of everybody know how the coaches manage a team, right? So every coach have a brand, right? So that's like you are a chef, right? So every time somebody come by you, they know that they're saying
No, they don't know what they're getting.
On a Saturday, make a best cow heel soup,
Yeah.
right? Without fail. So everybody on Saturday coming by you because you know without fail, that is chef brand. And
Right.
this be Ten Hag brand is, hey, long certain players fit, I playing them until they injured. And maybe
That's
that just
not
is
a
brand.
brand, Nico.
But Nico,
No,
Nico,
because
the problem with that, right? The problem with that, and if that is
right or wrong, eh? Right or wrong, eh?
Yeah. And
That's
if
more
that
a
is-
philosophy than a brand. That's not a
No,
brand.
it's a brand because anybody
No,
who
but
go in
I say-
there know for them
You
to
know.
break into the first team, somebody has to get injured.
No, but Nico, then that's how to be worrying, right?
It is.
Because you telling me as
It
a
is.
big club, in where football evolves such to the point that even the 20th place team have a brand. They're relying on their entire squad rather than just 11 players.
Yep.
And you telling me once one of your players drop out, there's a big gaping hole in your team, and this is your second season, and you're not addressing these
But
things,
second
and
season,
that's
I
worrying.
don't even think it's enough.
No,
So let's say second season that Ten Hag have the bench what he need as well.
No, but the
Or what
issue
he
is
wants
not
as well.
even that, because it have other managers who we saw come and look at this guy, what's his name? Tottenham manager. Postecoglou, right? He has lost he lost his 2 centre backs, right? He lost Madison, he creative player, and their performances have not changed. They may have not been winning. They may not have been winning as consistently. But you could still watch the team and say, well, hey,
they're playing something, and I agree with that.
Proper,
and I agree with
right?
that. I agree with that.
So I don't understand why it is Ten Hag keep lamenting on, and he keeps saying that he don't make excuses, but he making excuses, right?
Yeah, making excuses.
Yep.
And let me
we're
be real.
not seeing.
His so-called preferred players haven't really been playing nothing too.
Yeah.
It's not to say when they're on the field or when they was fit, there was we missing them fellas now. Let me be real. And them
No,
excuses.
Maybe we
the
paying for last season. Maybe Ten Hag
No,
paying for
yeah.
for running the team down last season because 2 finals last season and third in the Premier League with almost the same team. Maybe we paying for that this season.
No, I not gonna argue that perhaps when Martinez come back and Casemiro come back, that we
Levels will go up a
would
little
actually see an improvement. Yeah, that we'll see an improvement. But again, we cannot depend on 11 players to be fit for a full season to have the team playing at the level that we want the team to play at to compete on all these different fronts. That is suicide.
Not when we want to call ourselves a top team.
Yeah, especially when Ericsson out and you had to call on McTominay. And you go ahead, Jake.
And we should still be seeing some semblance of his style of football that he wants to
That's
play.
all exactly, JP.
And we
That's
not
all.
seeing that style. And that is the problem. So you don't even see that style. So when the players want to come back and when they come back and they fit, how we magically go and find the style of play now?
Yeah.
see,
I
I'm
don't, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
And just for me the issues stemming in a case on point today, right? All right, so I agree. Nico say start with your strongest team because them fellas had 10 days off, so fine because you want to build something, but after like let me say our 60 minutes, 65, 70 minutes, start to ring in some changes now. Get them other fellas some belief now.
Nah, I get play with you walk too,
They training hard enough. No, I hear you, but them fellas
And I
training
get play
hard
with you
enough.
walk too.
I don't know, buddy.
Because you go down in Wigan there and lost. You know we're not with you because you come and you make three and four changes.
No, what I'm saying, right? Is
that
at that time
team had to do
we
the
realized
work.
see the game was going already. We see the game. Bruno scored the second goal in 70-something minutes. You tell me you couldn't start to make changes then?
But with this team, with this fragile
men
team,
coming on only 82nd and 85th minute and that thing.
we was in Galatasaray and you see what went on? No, we was in Copenhagen and you see what went on?
Yeah, but that Champions League is a different level, Nico.
It was with them
No,
same
it's
center
the same
players.
team. Nobody's same team.
It was them
No,
same
but when I
center
say
players.
the opponent, the level of opponent now is different now.
No, you can't say that. You are wearing Wigan. You are wearing Wigan. Think you're chaotic. Men get red card and all kind of thing. And with this Man United team, no, let me really be here. With this Man United team, then I get just in them, man. Why?
I
I
sorry. You can't convince me. You can't convince me when I watch our bench and I see a host of young but very good young players. They can't see out a game though. So then what I say about you as a manager?
Nah, the man that playing with you walk by you, you're coming and watching over the man's shoulder. You feel the man that feel the weight on his shoulder. Oh, you see the man who sit down in that thing today?
So you take that all right, okay. So we didn't lose the game.
They're looking for blood.
So we didn't lose the game. But you feel that performance put any kind of joy in so what they
we saw a bit more creativity. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, but we saw a bit more creativity today. We saw a bit more from the wingers.
Nothing in today game.
We can't rate today's game.
No, but I be honest with you, in terms of a team's ability, individuals when you watch them on the ball and how the players are units, right? Yes, we would have dominated the ball, but I still not seeing where I could tell myself, I said, these guys rehearse this. These guys know what they're about, they know what they're doing. I still found it was just a better standard of player, a better quality of player on one team, beating our next team. That is why I saw today, right? Because I thought even when Wigan had the ball in the back, they played so much more
comfortable.
They played so much more rehearsed. You understand how they were positioned?
Confidence, they weren't comfortable. No, they weren't comfortable.
Well, when there was knocking that ball over the
defense, I was seeing them was not.
No, them wasn't comfortable.
The only person who was trained off that, Nico, the only person who was trained off that was the goalkeeper.
All
them fellas was playing according to the game plan.
All them fellas that was well, I want to know if I was watching at the front
back to that goalkeeper. Only when that ball went back to that. No, Nico, in terms of going forward, Wigan didn't handle.
Yeah, but our press wasn't bad, and I find Wigan defenders had to pass, they had to move the ball. They were doing it so comfortable.
They were doing it so comfortable.
Yeah. But like professional players, nice professional players, and they could do that.
Talking about how much spaces. We sitting sixth in the Premier League.
We're gonna play
then you talk about the Championship and then League One, them on the bottom of League
and them
One.
so just so
and we couldn't press them out of our game.
They shouldn't be able to pass the ball.
Nico, if we get pressed, we're not taking that ball to the back like that. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Wigan did not press us. Every team that pressed us, we had to revert to kicking out the ball.
No, I find we have improved in playing. All of the thing, I find we have improved in playing the ball out of the back.
All I'm saying is when we play,
I find we have improved. I could be wrong.
We don't look as though these things are.
I don't. You all right? So Nicole, let me ask you something. You don't be comfortable watching us play out that ball from the back?
No, I don't be comfortable, but I find we improve.
Exactly.
But I find we improve. I don't feel comfortable because of history don't have me comfortable, right? Because I know this is rubbish. It's rubbish all the other years, so I just be scared So they get you as we way, but I look good. And I find these are the way that look good a few times. So
Varane,
maybe
Varane and
Even,
John
no, but even
Evans.
for me, no, but for me, even
Uh-huh.
I'm not talking about our playing out of a press because Wigan did not press us today, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is how we just look in possession when we moving around the
Yeah,
ball. We just look like some good players who come together and we
yeah,
better than that side and we
yeah.
just beat them.
That's how we
Yeah,
look
I
today.
don't
yeah,
see
yeah.
I don't see nothing looking rehearsed. I don't see players looking confident in
No,
possession. The amount
you
of
don't see the plan.
the amount of what they call it when they're playing a pass through the line, what they call it? Things
True
splitting
ball.
pass or whatever.
A true
No, not
ball.
true balls. The amount of passes I saw Wigan made through the lines in the middle of the park today. We'll be afraid to make them think most of the passes will be going sideways, and man will come short to collect it in the middle.
But
These are the
I
things I'm
find we
talking
was
about
taking
now, man.
long to move the ball today, especially when we
Always.
from defense side
Yeah,
to
yeah.
side,
I know
side.
Malting. I know Malting. I know
I
Malting.
mean,
So
I mean,
Like the
I mean,
brand. I
listen,
cannot brand.
I mean, I mean,
Go ahead,
you know,
man. Yeah.
we used to puff with chests out. You know, we used to be proud Manchester United fans. You know, we used to put the badge up and put the badge down and just walk away like, you know, we're Manchester United. You know, and like nowadays, you win, you're happy, you go home. You know, ain't no, you can't show off. You can't feel like, you know, we beat Wigan, but like the goals we scored weren't all that impressive. I mean, the penalty was, you know, was there. The one goal Dallas score was because, you know, I'll kick back, you get good cooling, you know, good low shot. But like,
great
great,
strike. Yeah.
It's a good
but,
strike.
but
It's a good strike.
it wasn't like, you know, we a great build up for anything. It's just like, oh, he ball fought Dallo. I mean, he had good, but ain't nothing you saw from our team make you feel like we are like a whole, you know, tier and a half above that squad. And we ain't just we ain't just Premiership level. We're Manchester. I mean, it's so hard to go from Manchester United to being like a, you know, it's this personality we have. Like we supposed to be this good, but we're playing at this level. You
Yeah.
know, so you know we win, but it's like we so far from where we should be that it's hard to feel encouraged by that win.
And just to add to that point Simeon making, that point is done. When I watch when Wigan get the ball on the break, and in my mind, we was a goal away from that game turning into proper madness, you know.
Yeah,
If
yeah, yeah.
Wigan and then if Wigan was and I talk about just a little better, and because who was the fella playing right back? The kind of ugly looking Klingon fella with the plants. What's his name? He have a bad man name. Oh gosh, for Wigan. Oh gosh, what's his name? Go something.
Yeah, so go.
Something so. But listen,
So
he had the Dallo backtracking whole game. And all I tell myself, if that man catch him proper,
He's 17,
Say,
you think the same?
Yeah.
huh?
Man,
think
say I
he's
cling on
17
ya.
this year.
Hey, chef, a little wickedy.
But you didn't see that, you didn't see the size of that four, you know?
Let me just get
A
two
little
comments on
wicked
the
boy.
inside here, right?
Hey.
Phil was saying here Ten Hag was a fan of Monk from his time playing with Vitesse. So that is why if
Yeah.
you had no scouting, Ten
Yeah,
Hag
but
just wanted him, right?
after PSV and Ajax, that Dutch league, like the TT Pro League, you can't scout it.
Don't be on me TT Pro League, so
Hey, Ole, I went and watched. Anyway, I'll go talk about that after. Jesus on the inside, thanks for joining. Jesus, he's saying, well, good evening. He's saying
big
Happy New Year
brother.
2024. Right? Also, quick synopsis. We can't beat bad bowling. Food to eat, and missed chances. We still flat-footed. Added to Big Phil's point, Scott is not it. Rasmus and others must take their chances. Right? Good to see Evans directing men positioning. Good to see Rashford trying to push past men. Refreshing. Ollie, I went and watched a double header in the Hazy Crawford yesterday. Not yesterday, Saturday.
That's the
Right.
army.
Yeah, the Vespers play AC Port of Spain.
Yeah,
Now, here I telling you, now the Army win 1-0.
yeah,
But the way that game went, that scoreline flatter to the receiver.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
I tell
yeah.
you something,
Isn't
you
it?
see AC Port of Spain.
And
I
them
don't
on
find
top
out
of
how
the
much.
league.
Yeah, I don't find out how much Trinidadians actually playing on that team because that team balling boy. Nico, they're playing football. You see how
Yeah,
Brighton display?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
AC Port of Spain playing very, very similar to them.
yep.
Right? And it's only and this fella, what's his name boy? The number
Market?
no, not Mocket.
Nah,
The
not
kind of
much.
Shea Benny.
Yeah, Chibeni.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that fella having
Yeah.
real thing, boy.
Yeah.
He's a
Nah,
Man United
that
fan.
is why I tell
Kiana.
you. That I tell you don't
Kiana.
be on the
He's
team
a Man
because
United fan.
no, I tell you when you're going, I just go most of the games I would go inside and lock it up or in a velodrome. The games has been decent, dog.
Listen.
Nah, some of the programs, the
That AC Port of
football
Spain
to me
team.
rise.
No, but here I say, right? That AC Port of Spain team make me proud of Trinidad football. I say Trinidadians could play football. Why it is this brand not being, utilized more in different teams in the league,
Yep.
right? That team, listen, I whoever's that coach, whoever's that team, that
Army
scout,
will probably
whatever.
never be there for the season again. Real talk.
Now, Army had the traditional type of Trinidadian football. You have
The
quick
physical,
players, you have a big
physical,
man.
yeah.
You have a big man on top because this fella, Hector Sam, he was pretty
Brent
decent.
Sam,
eh?
Brent Sam.
Brent Sam.
He was pretty decent. Eh?
No,
Big
he's
body,
strong.
he take on the ball nice. He could control the ball. A game that
Yeah,
fat
yeah,
old
yeah.
man, he decent, right? And then you have Ryan Moore, they to be quick. But the thing about AC Port of Spain, they had two players in the back. And them handle that defense force attack with ease. Yeah, defense force will get through once or twice. But the way AC Port has been playing, only Trinidad could play football. Like all I saying.
Of course.
Sturgeon, if ever you watch this, come now man, talk to AC Port of Spain coach and management team or something like that. Right?
Now,
That was just
but
a segue.
Nicole point though, I agree that Ten Hag had to realize, bro, you're not in Holland again, you know.
Yeah. You have to figure that out. You have to figure that out.
You're not in Holland. Yeah, you see, and the and Holland league, how it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
That league, boy, Levi and them league better than that league right now.
The Greek League?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. But you see what has happened with the Eredivisie? They just always go through a rebuilding process because remember they sell out plenty of the good players and then they try to bring up youths. Yeah, so they go come back up. They go build back up. Because plenty of the players leave and go on in different clubs in Europe. Anyway, guys, so we're looking to wrap it, right? Let me look forward to Spurs. What's your thoughts on that game? Any changes to the starting 11? Now, Ten Hag say in his post-match that McTominay might be back. No, McTominay. Shaw
Maguire.
might be back. Ericsson. Who again missed today?
Maguire, Harry. Say Harry Maguire, I think.
Right. So.
One to
bringing those
Casemiro.
fellas- Casemiro and Martinez are ready. They're ready. Yeah, they're ready. Yeah. So how will you feel about Spurs and where's all the match well, how you feel about Spurs? Any changes to the 11 and score prediction? And then we wrap it.
We had to bring in Ericsson for McTominay. That is my only
Quick.
change from the team.
Quick.
That's the only change I make. And Son in Asia, so Spurs missing our next key player there. So I think there's the because he's the man that's made them tick. So
Yeah, I would say, boy. Boy, you see this Man United team could beat anybody on any day. No, seriously. We could beat anybody on any day, and anybody could beat you on any day.
I
Right?
agree with that actually.
Yeah. So, boy, you're hoping for the best, but you're expecting nothing really. You
Yeah.
know?
I agree with that point.
and that's why going into the game. That's why going into the game because Spurs, as much as fun are there, Spurs in good form, and then we know how we could serve the shock, right? And then we know that we could turn up now. So I just gonna watch the game.
When that game played,
No expectation. Yeah.
that game played.
the thing is, Ange
Old Trafford.
Old Trafford. Yeah.
he could play into our hands because he do
do
give
ease
up
up.
that high press at all.
Yeah,
So you see that
yeah.
high press that Spurs like to play with our quick wingers, and Rasmus
Yeah,
has some
yeah.
good pace too. We could catch them on that, and I think we could
Yeah.
actually beat them at 3-0 if we play
Wait!
the game.
That was
No,
talking about
if
JP.
No. Watch my Spurs display is real high, you know.
Yeah, let's play
that's
high.
how Chelsea beat them.
And if he
And
if he come if they
they
come
don't
back
play
early slow,
nothing else
there will
but
be
high,
under
eh?
pressure. Yeah.
They don't
And if
play
they come if
nothing else.
yeah.
They just play what this man who does coach, what club was coaching when he first come to pool, that high press for 90 minutes. So yeah,
Yeah, and,
No, he was an
and them
Dortmund.
centre back playing on the halfway line, so we could catch them.
Yeah,
I guess
anytime you play that high line, you could get ball.
I guess if Postecoglou come and he play that high line, it could be a good game to watch. It could be a good game to watch.
Yeah,
that's being said is if Manchester United turn up.
Sure.
Eh?
Of course.
that is the next thing. Is who turn up on that day.
Simeon, let me hear you. What you saying?
I mean, I feel like Carrington have asbestos because that falls pretty sick. I mean, no, I mean, you talk about who turn up. Like every game, I mean, it's not one, it's two people sick. I mean, Diallo
Yeah.
come back, he's sick. I mean, you don't know who's going to be sick any
Shock,
given
you know,
day.
yeah, boy, I really miss Diallo today, boy. Ooh,
Out of the
Yeah,
blue.
yeah.
Men just be healthy, play one game, and be gone the next game.
Yeah,
I
for
mean, how
real.
many fellas? I mean, so I don't know. I don't know if Rashford could be held. I don't know. I tired of fellas. This team just getting sick and injured for all kind of. No, I mean, we ain't playing no games, but fellas injured, just out. I need no till there. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it looking good. It looking good. No sun, but all we gotta worry about is who's it? Richarlison and
That's Snake.
and Werner.
Yeah,
And if they
Timo
score,
Werner.
Let's keep Philip decent.
Kulusevski. Yeah, he
Yeah,
decent.
he good.
He's a nice player.
But this fella, Timo Werner, he confirmed?
Yeah, that
I don't think
confirmed.
that's confirmed.
You're sure, boy? I don't think so. You know.
I'm not sure.
By then he probably will be. By then he
That's why
probably
we
will be.
talk about Timo Werner.
Possibly.
He's
Possibly.
one shit snake.
I can wait till after the game to talk. I can wait till after the game.
Yeah. Cause we could make players look like prime Ronaldo and prime Messi. So yeah. And I with Nico. I don't have no expectations. I go just be indifferent as I have become when it comes to Manchester. As a fool, I will be watching the game like a imps, but I have no expectations.
No, but
And cussing like normal.
No, but I really think, I mean, yeah, I agree with what everybody say. Everybody makes some real valid points, right? But I really do see Spurs, playing into our hands, and that could just work in our favor, right? But what I also think is that, moving the ball through midfield and attack, Spurs are better than plenty of the teams that we play, and we get run over by, so that is more kind of, mixed feelings about the game.
That game is Saturday, right?
Sunday.
Sunday. So
Right,
I see.
good. So the cast spoil nobody.
Right, but I
Yeah,
see
but they coming up
Spurs.
nice man.
Saturday.
I see Spurs playing into our hands, but I also seeing where they would outpossess us and they will be attacking better.
Yeah, they could torch
and
us.
They could create chances for them. They could create good chances for themselves. So it could be a good game to watch. For the neutral, I'm sure it could be a good game because Spurs don't come and sit back.
Bruno was playing deeper today.
Bruno was playing all over the place. Wherever he want to go. Wherever he want to go, Bruno was playing.
He didn't have to be deep because we were so high up the field.
Well, Bruno was just everywhere.
He was everywhere.
All right. Well, we go see. Hopefully we get Ericsson. We get Ericsson back.
Yeah, I feel he'll come back. I feel he'll be back. Eric saying here exactly we may win because we're good at running in behind. Let us just hope we score first.
Pause.
I think that is it.
Yeah. And he also saying here, what about Benzema rumor? Would you all take him on loan? And nope.
Nah.
The team do not play
What?
for Benzema. Right? We will make
Nah.
Benzema them. We got people talking about how Benzema pass it on his crap and all kind of
Tell
thing.
you, we don't need to be looking at forwards, you know.
You think so? No, I still think we should
I
be.
think we need one.
Especially,
I
yeah.
think we need one.
Oh, you mean if the French poodle already going in truth?
French poodle.
Now, if it goes down,
Oh my goodness.
just go after
sake.
Tony, eh? I take
No,
it,
Ivan
Tony.
Toney say he's staying. He say he paying.
He says stay.
He repaying the fate of until summer. He repaying the fate of
What
Brentford,
fate?
you know, for sticking with him and thing like that.
Not a stick
Well,
with him,
it's summertime, he good.
Let the right money come now. They
Oh,
could say, hey, you
but
pack
he
your bag,
repaying
eh?
fate.
I know you want to stay, but you pack your bag, eh?
You understand? The
The right
only
money
reason why
had to
he
come
there
in.
still. The only reason why he there still is because he might have left since summer if it wasn't for that notice
No, he
suspension.
would. Yeah, I think he would have won. He would have been gone this
Yeah,
summer
yeah.
if it wasn't for the suspension.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, guys, I think that brings us to the end of the podcast. It's good to be back, fellas. You know, after we little winter break. You know, it's good to be back talking Manchester United. We just hope that we could, as Nico seemed to firmly believe that things will get better as this the second half of the season.
Bye.
Yeah. So I mean, that what we want as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we mightn't like McTominay. Well, I mightn't like McTominay, but I still want my team to improve and to get better and to win things, man. So all in all,
That run,
we
McTominay
all-
made through the center today and then tried to put it in at the right. If that did score, I would have ball, because the run to make the play was nice. Even though the greedy banger taking up oil on foot. But I say, hey, score. When I see it in wine, I then shake my head, I say, what
You got a
big
little
hips.
deflection too, eh? You got a little deflection,
Yeah,
but
it
still
did
go
get a
wide.
little deflection.
It's still going wide.
Mylon on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining. But we're just about to wrap up, right? So, guys, again, it was nice. We will be here again on Sunday to, talk about the Spurs game. Let's hope it's a nice little session we're gonna have. And again,
Yeah, man.
Chef, big up yourself, for your Earth Strong on Saturday. Hope you have
Thanks,
a good
brother.
one.
Yeah, people day
so-
in advance.
Thanks, brothers.
Yeah, so Nico, Simeon, Chef JP, fellas, it was nice. Those in the comments, thanks again. Don't forget to continue to like and share the content. We also on YouTube, so if you haven't subscribed on that platform, please do so. We appreciate it. All right, so guys, see you on the next one. Have a good night.
Left.
Good night.